G'day guys, welcome to our Big V podcast here, Youth League 1 men, and we're going to dissect some possible MVP candidates, not winners, guys that we don't know anything about, but just possible candidates here. And, Mark and I are dissecting some of this off podcast, not camera, but microphone. And there's some teams who have got multiple players that come in and out of their senior and youth teams that are going to A, steal votes off each other, B, poll very, very well when they come down, but questions around whether they've played enough games, and then, just sometimes they have inconsistent games and then sometimes they have absolute days out.
Yeah, this race is wide open, and like Ted said, we have no idea about the votes to this point in the season. And I think it really would just be completely open field. Obviously, there's the 2022 MVP winner in Jackson Dean, who did miss a big portion of the season, Ted, through his ankle injury. But
yes,
when he's been back, he's been a little slower, 24 minutes a game, so not heaps of time, but 17.5 points to go with 8 rebounds. You'd think for Campbell he'd poll well. Is anyone taking votes off him, Ted?
I don't know. I really don't. I can't see people taking significant votes off him. Like if they have good games and they have good wins, if he has a dominant game, you would expect him to get the 3 votes. But then Sam Beach might get the 2 votes. Coleman, the young gun, has had some awesome games, so he might steal some when he's had some good shooting nights. So coaches might reward him even though he comes off the bench. Doesn't play substantial minutes, but if he is that little spark, some coaches do recognise that kind of thing.
Yeah, sometimes you reward the sort of point of difference, don't you?
Absolutely.
You then look at somebody like Joshua Norling, who has been phenomenal all season long. He does a bit of everything. He's averaging just under 22 points a game. He's just gets the 3.5 rebounds, but almost 2 steals a game. He takes good care of the ball, and then he sort of gets his teammates involved with 2.6 assists a game as well.
Yeah.
And he plays a lot.
He plays a lot, and he needs to play a lot, and he wants to play a lot. So, prediction whether he's going to be the possible MVP, you'd hope he'd be in a starting 5 because he's incredibly well deserved. For someone who played majority of his time in Champion last year and decided to come down and play Youth League, I think he's made the right decision here.
Yeah, I certainly think he's a better player for playing all the minutes he has this year with the youth team and being the guy. So he's been brilliant. And then talking about one of his teammates, Oscar Jones, who's come down and played 10 games for their Youth League 1 program. He's having a great year at championship level. Let's put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it comes down and just absolutely shoots the lights out. He's shooting 41% from the three-point line for his 25 points per game. He's an absolute scoring weapon.
Yeah, if those two have a good game, Mark.
No one's coming near him.
No one's coming near him?
No.
Who's voting for who?
Oh, that's a good point, though.
So you're going to have Oscar Jones going to have an amazing game. He just scores. But then Norling is going to have, maybe 8 to 10 points less, maybe. But he's going to get more rebounds and he's probably going to get more assists. So who are these coaches going to vote for? You'd think Norling because he's been around, but if Oscar Jones just has these insane scoring nights, it's going to be incredibly hard to see who votes for who.
Yeah, exactly. And then you go to the Hume Broncos duo. They're the senior and youth league duo, Corey Fittis and Elijah Tay. I won't try and pronounce his surname.
No, let's move on.
Don't want to discredit that. But 21 points a game for Corey Fittis to go with almost 15 rebounds a game. He's an absolute dominant force at both championship men level and youth league 1 level.
Yeah, we continue to say this.
So you would expect almost those 10 games he's come down to play in youth league 1. You'd expect almost 3 votes from both coaches both times. And then Elijah Tay, likewise, he's had some huge games at youth league level. Doesn't shoot the ball great from 3, but he's just such a strong body and athletic unit getting his way to the ring.
Absolutely. Well, he had 23 points on the weekend. Corey Fittis, I believe, only had 10 or something, but he had 19 rebounds.
Yeah.
So coaches' votes, whether they reward, the double-double or they reward Elijah Tay with the great shooting night. Very, very interesting. 2 guys who are probably stealing votes off each other. Sherbrooks, Dylan Johnson and Jacob Burke-Doggett are 2 guys also who are just going to be stealing votes off each other. A dynamic duo, a point guard who can score, shoot, facilitate, rebound and push the pace. with an elite wing who can sort of slide into that forward, can also rebound himself and go coast to coast. This is a dynamic duo. Both played all 19 games thus far, averaging both around 16 points per game. Mark, this is incredibly tough for Sherbrooke.
Yeah, they win a lot of games too, so they're going to naturally get a lot of votes there as well. And those two are incredibly talented players, and we'll be thereabouts when it comes to voting and All-Star fives and all that sort of all the fun stuff.
Absolutely. Look, that'll be all for us today. Keep it locked on Big V. That was our Youth League 1 men.